So he's given you good work to do, and you just trust him. Pray for the strength. I was always surprised by how exhausted I will go to bed at night. I'm still very exhausted at night. And then I wake up refreshed and I'm like, your mercies really are new every morning. Thank you.
Hello, and welcome to the Simply Convivial podcast. Convivial means enjoying life together, and that's the kind of hospitable atmosphere that we want to create in our homes. I'm Mystie Winckler, homeschool mom, homemaker, grandma, and founder of Convivial Circle, where we help Christian moms build cheerful, flexible routines that fit real life. Today, I'm joined by a member inside Convivial Circle, Meghan Jackson. Meghan is a mother of 4 with ages ranging from 11 to 1. She manages her household, she homeschools, and she gardens and keeps animals on their acre in California. So thank you for joining me again, Meghan.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So right now inside the community, we're wrapping up our annual Simplified Organization Community Coaching cohort. We always start a new cohort in January, and we go through the whole year working through our signature courses, Organize Your Attitude, Work Your Plan, and Streamline Your Homemaking. And I know you have been more consistent with this than you give yourself credit for.
Thank you.
We always want more consistency, but it's like, how are we defining consistency?
True.
And, the consistency that we want inside Convivial Circle is getting back on the wagon after falling off. Like, no matter how many times you fall off, if you're getting back on, then you're in it. And so I'd like to hear about some of the things this year that have threatened to derail you, to throw you off the wagon, and how you got back on track, even through what seemed like setbacks.
Yeah, there have been a lot of setbacks this year. But the Lord are doing them all. So that's,
yes.
When I remember that, that's comforting. Like, I can make my plans, but he's the one who directs my steps. But in February, my husband lost his associate. So he's a dentist, and he had one associate dentist working for him. And then that he was no longer able to work for him. So my husband took on the full weight of the office while he was looking for another dentist. So that's always hard because he's just not home as often. And when he is home, he's tired because it's just a huge responsibility. So that happened in February. And then a few weeks later, we discovered mold in our kitchen, which led to a 5-month remodel. I remember at that point just laughing, like we pulled the dishwasher out and it was obvious. I was like, oh, that's why it smells weird in here. Now I see the problem.
Oh, no.
So anyway, that was, we have a really awesome kitchen now. So it was a blessing, but definitely threw off all of my routines. We had people working in the house from 8 to 3 for like pretty much 5 months straight. So that's very disruptive, obviously. And then there were times where we couldn't use certain rooms. And so I had to be very flexible. And then let's see. Well, like during all of this, obviously, I'm still continuing to like educate the kids, and I have property to keep up with and take care of. And then I don't know if I ever mentioned this on Circle, but my mom has Alzheimer's, and she was put in a nursing home this year. This was like kind of right after the kitchen was all wrapped up. So in July. So that was just very emotionally difficult to kind of like accept that this is really what's happening. And, she really is not going to recover and all of that. So that was that was probably a few weeks of like emotional turmoil, even though I'm confident my dad made a really good decision. So now things have gotten put back together. The kitchen is done. My husband has a new associate, and she's wonderful. During all this time, actually for the past couple years, my neighbor had been working for us, and which was wonderful and super helpful. She did a lot of my laundry. She did most of my laundry. She just kind of helped tidy up while I was teaching the kids. And she had some health problems. So right when the kitchen was all done, she could no longer continue to work for us. And my husband said, you know what? We've got to recover our bank account. I don't think we need to hire anybody else. The kids are older. You guys can do this. So I was like, okay. At that point is when I really dug in. I was like, I need to redo Sweep and Smile on fast track so I can remember, like, what do I need to do? How do I delegate these things? And it's been going fine. Like, it really has been. The kids have definitely stepped up. Like, I had to delegate more jobs to them. And I know what needs to be done every day. Obviously, we don't hit everything every day, but at least I know what's not being done so I can like prioritize it later. Like, okay, we didn't actually clean any bathrooms for like 3 days or 4 days. I should probably touch those up, even though that wasn't technically on the list, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think having my husband's backing, like when he said, "You guys got this," I was like, well, I'm just going to believe you. Like, okay, if you say we've got this, we've got this. I'm not going to doubt you. And you're the one making the money anyway. So if you don't want to spend your money on that, then who am I to say that we should, you know?
Oh, I love that approach. Like, let's function as if that's true. Like, let's run that idea. But okay,
Exactly.
maybe he's right. We can do it instead
There
of.
really is so much joy in submission. Like, that was something I was going to say. When you feel like you're falling off the wagon over and over again, talk to your husband, ask him what he sees and what he thinks. Actually, at one point, this was probably like 2 months into relearning how to manage everything, like the house and the property and school, you know, without help. I was like, maybe there's something we can cut. Like, maybe we're doing too many extracurriculars. Like, I have children who are older school age and a baby. Oh, he's a toddler now, but maybe there's something that we don't need to be doing. So I made him a list and I was like, I'm struggling to figure out what to cut out. Can you help me? He looked at it and he's like, nope, it's all good. And I wasn't upset. I was like, I understand. I agree with you. Like, I couldn't figure it out either. So he was just kind of like, keep on keeping on. You're doing great. So yeah, just believe your husbands, guys. Yeah.
Well, and there is a part in community coaching with the assignment of talking to your husband about these things. And
Yeah.
so it is great in the community then when you can get that reinforcement of women sharing, like, yep, this is the direction that my husband gave me, so we're going to run.
Yeah. And your job is to move his mission forward. Like, you're his helper. So I'm just moving his mission forward. I have to ask him, like, what's your mission? I won't know.
That's right. Well, I know, when you come up to a new year, like we're about to do again, and it's like, okay, I'm going to make over everything. This will be the year of building the new routines, all those different motivations that we have for starting something like community coaching. And then it's easy to just let it drop when a setback that we didn't expect happens. Like, well, it must not be the year for that.
Right.
What was your experience going through those different kinds of setbacks?
I just focused on listening to the talks. I listened, I think, to most of them. I wasn't always able to join the Zoom calls. Maybe I think I've just been to one. This year I'm going to print out more and probably make like a binder. We'll see. Theoretically, that's what I plan on doing. Because I think if I had things ready to go, I would be more likely to do the brain dumps and follow it a little bit closer. But yeah, I remember in the very beginning of the year, people were within community coaching, people were being very encouraging. Don't worry if you can't do all the things, just listen, you'll get something out of it. So I really took that to heart, and I'm glad that I did, because I probably would have just given up. Also, knowing that we're paying for this too, it's like, well, I better make sure I'm getting our money's worth. So I have some skin in the game, So that does also help. But yeah, when the housekeeper could no longer work, and then my husband was like, "Yeah, we don't need to hire anybody else." I was like, "Well, I do have a service that I can go back to and learn how to do this." And, I just kept praying, like, Lord, please increase my capacity. Like, please make me stronger so that I can do all these things. Or at least keep things moving along,
Right. Even when it's not to the level that we would like to think that we could. Like,
for sure.
Where we're at right now.
Exactly. Yep.
So,
yeah.
So you just kept listening to the lessons. And was that helpful, I guess? Because,
yes.
it feels like you want to, do all the steps and
Right.
things in place, but
Right.
that isn't always the next step.
Right.
Life is happening.
Yep. Yeah, that was definitely helpful because it would help me to remember what was important. Like I don't know which episode it was in. It was in your book, I know, but that being organized means knowing what to do next, not controlling everything. That idea, it's prevalent throughout many of the things that you say. So just kind of being reminded of that is always very helpful. And yeah, we were always going to be like, life is always going to be happening and you can't control everything, but you just have to be able to know what next step to take. Maybe the next step is, I don't know, I'm going to pray because I have no idea what to do next, but that's still being organized, even if it's all chaos all around you because you stopped and you've prayed. So yeah. And using the oh man, I can't think of what they're called, where you have like a quote, the affirmation. Using what is it called? Where you have like a quote that you repeat to yourself?
An alignment card?
Thank you. I was like, affirmation? No, that's not right. So I printed verses on top of my dashboard that were very helpful. The alignment card habit has not stuck very well with me, but I did start leaning on it more this year. But I put, and let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up. So that's Galatians 6:9. That lived on top of my dashboard for a while. And now I switched it because I felt pretty confident, like I know what I need to do next, but am I doing it in love? Like, am I like barking orders at the kids because there's so much to do and we better get the things done? So I found myself kind of slipping into that trap. So I put on top of my dashboard now, above all, keep loving each other earnestly, since love covers a multitude of sins. Show hospitality to one another without grumbling. 1 Peter 4:8-9. So that habit was actually very helpful. And it kind of surprised me because at first I was like, but anyways, I'm thankful for it. So yeah.
So what would you say to the mom who's listening right now who feels derailed and like nothing's going according to plan? How do I even get back on track? Is there even any point to trying?
Yes, there is. I made it through all these things and they were not fun, but you get stronger the more you get back up. And the Lord has given you all of these challenges. He gives us good work to do. It doesn't always seem like good work. Like our children don't really think math is good work often, or their chores, but it is good work for them to do. So he's given you good work to do and you just trust him, pray for the strength. I was always surprised by how exhausted I will go to bed at night. I'm still very exhausted at night. And then I wake up refreshed and I'm like, your mercies really are new every morning. Thank you. And I think it's easy to fall into a trap of, at least for me, I'm sure not every woman struggles with this, but it's easy for me to fall into a trap of self-pity. Like, oh, poor me. My life is so hard. Don't do that. Find things to be grateful for. Even when life feels upside down, there's always something to be thankful for, and focus on the blessings that you have and not the things that don't seem like they're going, your way. Yeah. So just keep getting back up and use the resources. If you're on Convivial Circle, use the resources because there are so many of them. I would also say guard your time. I really did start guarding my weekly review time, and that made a huge difference. Sometimes it can be hard to do that. You feel like you're so busy and everybody needs you all the time, and it doesn't feel like, I don't know, a productive thing to stop. Or I don't know, sometimes we don't want to brain dump because emotions might come up that you don't want to feel, or you might see it on paper and be like, that's actually not true. I should stop thinking that lie, but you don't want to stop thinking the lie yet. But really guard that time because that made a very big difference. I did keep up with the weekly reviews. I'm pretty sure through the whole thing. I definitely had to during all that construction because I had to really know, like, when am I going to do laundry and what are we going to eat this week? I don't have a kitchen. I had a friend who was very sweet and she let me use her kitchen. So we would meal plan together. on Saturdays. It was, and prep together. It was really helpful. But yeah.
So about how long did your weekly review take?
I would say if you really focus on just getting your thoughts out on paper, but not actually starting to do things, like don't actually start grocery shopping, just write down your ideas. You can if you want, if you have more time. But if I'm just sort of getting my thoughts out on paper, like 15 to 20 minutes. And then sometimes I have more time. So I'm like, well, I'll just do it all now. I'll do the meal plan and I'll do the grocery shopping so I can go pick it up. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it's helpful to know that you don't have to do it all at once. Like just look at the calendar. What's going on next week? What do you need to do to prepare for those things? And then what am I going to feed the people this week? What, like, not even a meal plan, just basic ideas. Oh yeah, I have this roast that I thought and we didn't eat it yet. I should probably cook that, you know? So it doesn't have to be this elaborate, perfect plan. It can just be some notes to self to like propel you forward. I was just going to say, I'm so thankful for this because the Lord is so kind. I don't know if I told you last time, but I had read Getting It Done. Did I tell you that? I had read Getting It Done. It was recommended to me by someone. And I was like, this is amazing. Like, how do I make this applicable to moms? And I didn't have time to actually figure it out. And then I stumbled across you and I was like, shit. So thank you.
Yeah, it is. It's fun. I mean, we are as moms managing a company of people and a mission, our husband's mission, and making it happen. We're that manager level. And there are all the inputs, and then we have to respond to the actual life in front of us that is different than we had predicted or that we wanted. And those are skills that we can learn and practice.
Yeah, definitely. So I enjoy sharing your content with friends and seeing them grow too. It's been such a blessing for so many people in my circle. So yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Don't be afraid of being derailed this next year from your plans to get ahead, build better routines, and generally improve your homemaking and your attitude. We are there for you in Convivial Circle. With simplified organization community coaching, we help you stay on track and on target to not avoid being derailed entirely, but learn to roll with those punches and get back on track as soon as you can and not be stressed out by the inevitable difficulties that come along and threaten to derail us. That's just life. And inside Simplified Organization Community Coaching, we learn how to handle real life. Come join us. Community coaching is included in your membership, but you have to sign up now before January 2nd to get started with us. So go to convivialcircle.com and learn how you can spend 2026 repenting, rejoicing, and repeating with us.